Welcome to BA Performance. On today's episode, we're going to do a coolant flush on a 335i E92 BMW 2007. A couple things you're going to need is 3 bottles of this coolant right here. You're going to need a couple 2-tree drain pans depending on how big they are, and a jack and a few hand tools. I like to drive my car onto some wooden blocks. Gets it up just a little bit higher, so it makes it easier to get the jack underneath. So if you look under there, it's hard to see from right here, but there's a center jacking point right there. Now that the car is off the ground, we're gonna put a block under the rear wheel for safety. Then go ahead and remove the 250 bolts that hold on the plastic under tray. Okay, then right here is your intercooler, and above that is the radiator. So you're gonna want to remove these little tabs right here. They just turn like that. That opens up. And then I'm going to cut this zip tie right there. Yeah, takes care of that. And then both sides of your intercooler have a quick coupler there and there. You take your hands or a tool, hook it in. Like so. And it should pull down about that far. So then right here where it's metal, that will slide out. See how it's making space there? You slide out. Probably gonna need 2 hands for that. Okay, there you see I have it fully removed from there. Next step is to remove these 2 bolts right here. And those bolts take a T25 Torx bit. And with a nice gentle pull, it slides right out. Now you have access to the bottom. This is the fan here, and this is your radiator, and this nice bright green and blue plug is the drain. So we're going to get a big screwdriver and turn the blue part. Okay, we got our drain bucket there and secondary drain bucket ready. And then you want to unscrew or screw it counterclockwise until it is peeking out there, and you can see coolant start to drip. You want to go nice and slow. And drop it in the bucket. But then, as you can see, the coolant is flowing out of there. We're just going to watch and switch buckets if we have to. And to make sure that we have all of the coolant flushed, we're going to come to the passenger side water pump, which is right there, and we're going to remove that hose clamp and take that hose off to make sure that we get all of the coolant removed from the car. And And then for ease of doing things, you don't even have to fully remove it. Just break the seal, a little screwdriver or something, and let the coolant come out. And try not to get too much in your eyes like I just did. Now that the coolant is all drained, we're going to tighten up that hose on the water pump and reinstall our plug on the radiator, reinstall the intercooler and the little intercooler shroud right there. Okay, all of our holes are plugged back up, intercooler is back on. We're leaving the under tray off until we make sure that we have no leaks. Next step is to put the coolant in. The capacity says, I think, 8 quarts, and there's 4 quarts in each one of these, and an extra one just in case. Okay, I got about 6 quarts of coolant in, and then it is showing me that it's, well, let me get a light on it. I got about 6 quarts of coolant in, and then it's showing me that it's over full. So what I'm going to do next is start the bleeding procedure, and they recommend that you have the cap on and then you open this bleed screw right here, but I like to just leave that off and just leave the cap off, and you can watch the coolant squirt through this hose here as the electric water pump starts it. So to start the bleeding procedure, what you do, this is a manual. If automatic, the procedure is a little different. However, you start the car without, you put the power on, but you don't start the engine. Turn the radio off. Wait for this thing to stop. Okay, then you want to turn the fan on, which is not working. Push the button twice, and that will give you your dash and your fan here. So you want to turn this all the way down to 1 bar. You want to switch this to hot, turn this all the way hot, and this all the way hot, and then you press the gas pedal for about 10 seconds. After 10 or 12 seconds, you will hear the electric water pump start, and if you're not sure if that's what started, you can go and look. So as you can see, my thing already dropped down some, and then you can see it squirting air and water coolant through the system there. I will be adding coolant during this process, I believe. You want to keep that second bubble level with the top here. This should take about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, it's been about 10 to 15 minutes. The water pump isn't making noise anymore, and the level is right at the second bubble, which is perfect. So it's done. You can take it for a drive and warm it up, and should be good to go. To reset your coolant life on your dash, here's what you do. Get in your car, door shut, turn the ignition on. I don't believe it matters if the car is running or if the ignition is just on. Okay, and then there's, let's see if I can turn the dash light on here. There we go. Okay, then there's a button right here in the corner. Let's see. Right in the corner there's a reset button. So you hold that, triangle comes up, there. Your first one won't be coolant, but then what you can do is you can use this scrolling thing here, and that's going to scroll through your options there. Oil, brakes, rear brakes, coolant. And hit BC, reset, then you hold the BC button. You see a little countdown. And there you go, the coolant life is now reset. Thanks for watching this episode, guys. If you like this content, subscribe to the channel. We also have a drift truck and a couple other project cars and another 335i. If there's anything you would do differently, leave a comment in the comment section. That's all for today. Peace out.